blue thing she's referring to?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a
see,
happy face, and then I tried to give it hair and a nose, and it's a sad. It's you can just ignore it.
it looks like a little like squishy bird. Like that's the beak on the left hand side. Totally.
Oh man, no,
Squishy
that's just
bird.
if you ignore the hair and the nose, you can see the original smiley face. It's not terrible. Then the nose went all sideways, and so I just rolled with the terrible.
Gotcha.
So
So
since you're
AJ,
up,
as I was saying before, my computer rudely booted me off. So you do have control of the character Tigly Vekodo, and you can gladly go in there and edit and change his name. So what character are you going to play?
Who?
I think
AJ.
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 did he die? Did we kill him
Bueller?
off? Or maybe he went to go get an edible like he was talking about?
Maybe the edible got him.
Nah.
Just when you think it's time for the edibles think it's time to get you.
I mean, if you're gonna die, being eaten by something that you usually eat sounds like a pretty good way to me. I hear all sorts of bleepty bleeps.
Yeah.
Me too.
Is it roll 20 bleepty bleeps or
Yeah, that is the roll 20 bleepity bleep to say someone is rolling in which somebody is rolling a lot.
okay?
Someone's going crazy on the dice
Where
and
do
roll
you
20.
see it? Like I was clicking the button, but I
Maybe
don't
that's
see what.
AJ. Maybe he's rolling his
No,
stats.
no, no. I see. Well, it says Brittany was
Yep.
doing all these.
So you need to click on the little comic book talking button in the top right-hand corner of roll 20.
Oh.
When you hear it go bleep, that's telling you that someone has typed or posted something in the chat window there. So that's usually like if somebody sends you a whisper or if somebody does something like that, it'll pop up. And we did just lose somebody.
That was me. My computer decided to kick me out, but I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Sorry, was somebody talking to me?
Yes,
yeah.
we were telling you about your character, and your name is Tugly.
Tugly?
So you have
Tugly.
you have
You
access
Tugly.
to that character if you want to start putting your character in roll 20. I was asking what is it you were going to play?
I was given a vague list of who's playing, so I was thinking probably a human rogue just to fill a slot there.
Just because every group needs a cutthroat?
Yeah, somebody to be able to spot traps and pick locks.
Hey, that's always a useful skill. So how much of the background did you get a chance to read?
I haven't read anything. I was like invited and then like a week later added to the chat and on Facebook, and I was going to work on my character before jumping on tonight, but then I almost burned my house down. So
That's a bad thing. Yeah, don't burn your house down on St. Patrick's Day. The firemen will always judge you.
And the police
Sorry,
won't show up
guys.
anymore.
So everybody is level 3. You know, we're starting at 3rd level because the world is dark and dangerous and it's full of vampires and werewolves and things that go bump in the night that will definitely kill you. Yes, will definitely kill you. If you are not strong enough to survive out there, which obviously y'all are strong enough to survive out there, I have a feeling. So the concept's going to be, it's basically like a mashup of Curse of Strahd with D&D's Innistrad and Castlevania. So you guys all know without a shadow of a doubt there are werewolves and vampires and things that go bump in the night. There's a cabal of 12 different night lords, which is what they call like the master vampires up in the north that control the north. So everything north of Eisen is pretty much vampire territory where occasionally they'll come down, steal some people and go back up. Add them to their herds and, you know, do that thing. So pretty much the pretense is going to be that you all
So
starting
what I'm
out.
hearing is it's something of a monster mash.
Yes,
starting,
it's a monster mash.
I'm just going to wait for one of y'all to say Wolfman's got nards in a game. You guys are going to be starting out in the Empire of Soul, which is basically the Church of the Lord of Light. Totally not a ripoff of the Catholic Church. Totally not a ripoff. Which is basically based around a Palor style religion where it's a god of light who's good and does all these good things. There's also a opposite religion called the Lady of Night. According to the Church of Light, she's bad. She's not really bad. She's just in charge of winter and death. It's the Raven Queen, basically. Okay,
Her
that's
name's
a cool.
Roxanne.
You know how the church does not like to involve women. I'm just saying. Women are always bad. My Lady of the Light is fantastic.
Or as a lot of the Lord of Light's priests call
Draw
her
penis.
the
Never mind.
matron
We
of
have
light.
multiple peneyes on this screen at this point. And if that's not the plural for it, it should be.
I believe it would be a flock
I
at
like
that point.
little vampire guy.
It would be a flock of phallus.
A flock of phallus.
A flock of
I
phallus.
like that. I think I'm gonna stick with peneye.
I'm really
Legend of
thinking like the
Bollocks.
Igor over there.
Thank you. I'm
So-
trying to relearn how to draw with the mouse.
Pretty much the group's pretense is the church is sending you all up north because a famous monster hunter says he's got a secret behind the 400 years of vampire tyranny that have been upon us, mainly the actual secret ritual that created the first vampire, which might be used to uncreate the vampires. Who knows? It's been 400 years that they've been at war with the vampires. They're not picky. One thing is that in this world, the Church of Light, which is like the dominant religious power in the world, because, light, vampires, go figure, there's very few vampire attacks that happen in the Empire Soul. Because, well, you have a bunch of priests of light, and the fact that people actually see celestial angels get summoned every now and then outside churches to help protect them. So that's kind of a thing.
I have a question. The vampire hunter that we were getting this information from, do we know his name?
One of you definitely knows his name because he gave her a letter to take to the church to the south.
So which one of us has a letter in our character sheet of our stuff?
Oh, is that going to be in the character sheet?
Not on the character sheet, but it's going to be in the possession of our monster hunter friend in the team.
Okay, I guess
Oh.
that's me.
Because
I guess that's me.
this crazy half-elf monster hunter from a long line of family of monster hunters totally comes from Wallachia herself, where her family runs a tavern in vampire-infested country, henceforth monster hunters.
Yes.
So the group basically is going to head from the Empire of the Sun in this massive crossing this little ocean here, going up here, and then getting into the no man's land of basically if you live here, you know that vampires are going to come and steal your people one of these days.
So
Okay.
it's really faster to cross the river of Penai than to just go through the land.
This is mostly war-torn countryside because the country of Eisen and the Empire of Sol don't like each other. But the Eisen folks know that they need the church's help because, of course, there's evil vampires here. And when a priest really can cast Turn Dead, you kind of have to invite them to your organization, even if you don't like the church. So we have the Wintermist Isles, which is totally basically your Viking countryside. Vikings are totally happy being on an ocean, not dealing with vampires for the most part. Dwarves, unfortunately, did not fare very well during the 400 years of the Vampire War because they live underground where there is no sun. Yeah, just think what happens when a bunch of vampires get into a dwarven, citadel.
So is there a whole bunch of dwarven vampires running around?
No, because, most of the folks that eat the dwarves don't want to
so
raise
cute.
the dwarves because who wants a grumpy dwarf vampire that hasn't gotten his full sleep? But there are lots of dwarven
that sounds
ghosts.
Perfect.
There are totally a ton of ghosts. Then you have the high elves that retreated to their little island of Avalon over here. The tail of the snake, apparently. Wow, this map is getting really crowded really quick.
We passed that a little bit ago.
And just to give you a quick breakdown, this is totally wink wink, not Spain. Totally not, France, totally not Germany, and totally not Transylvania.
Okay.
Totally. Got it.
And totally not, Scandinavia, and totally not England. Or I should say
Okay.
Ireland, since it's more elf than English. Gotta admit, that's a really
Don't
good picture.
bite me then. Sorry.
So are you the only one that can do the blinky circle thing?
Nope. If you have
think
your
anyone
selector
can.
tool picked, that's the little pointy tool at the very top of the left-hand screen of your little toolbar, and you hold down for 2 seconds, it'll ping the map.
Okay.
It is one of the most useful tools to say over here. So that way people know what you're talking about when you say over here.
Oh,
And of course, you can change the color by going to your little character down at the bottom of the screen and clicking on that
mine's
colored
green
box.
for some reason.
It usually picks a random color
Oh.
depending on who comes into the lobby first. And you can
I'm
totally
green,
change that.
so I'm going around clicking everything.
So
This
you
is
guys
me.
are going to be 3rd level.
Hmm.
And let's see. And AJ, have you started working on your character?
Did we lose AJ again?
He was
Oh, sorry. I'm here.
Oh, there. Okay.
My mic was muted. No, how do I add a character sheet in here?
You're a Toogly. You take over a Toogly and you make it yours.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Or here,
That's what
I'll
I'll
make
do.
a fresh, clean one for you. There's a character that should pop up that's got the name of Oslax at the very top. It is now your character.
It's like, oh, hi, Key. Oh, Sax. I'm just going to butcher everyone's names.
And of
It's gonna
course,
be
you
how
can
I
use
roll.
the Character Mancer depending on if you've got any of the books in Roll20, or if you want me to do it for you, I can.
I don't have anything in Roll20.
Okay, so really quick, we'll pop in your character. So go ahead and close the character sheet if you've got it open, and I'll use the Character Mancer to build it way faster. So you said human rogue?
Correct.
Okay, finally we've got a human in the group.
Dirty.
So what alignment is your rogue going to go for?
Oh, I have to say that out loud to everybody?
Just message Jim.
You can totally just message me.
No, that's all right.
Or I'll leave it blank and you can just fill it in on your character sheet when you got access to it.
I just noticed the rain at the river.
So what language do you speak besides Common?
What language do I speak?
Yep.
Human. That's a good one.
That's
Dirty
common.
human.
Abyssal? Can I do Abyssal?
Sure, you can totally be, talking demon worshipping.
Yes.
I mean, there is a tiefling in your group with wings.
Because I'm awesome.
Okay, so you're going to have 4 choices of skills. Let me read off your list. You've got acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth.
Well, definitely stealth.
Okay, what's the next one you'd like?
Let's go with acrobatics.
Okay, and the third one?
Deception.
Okay, and your last one?
Intimidation.
And of course, you are proficient in thieves' tools. So 2 of your skills you're going to have expertise in, which means you have double the bonus to it. So would you like to pick stealth, acrobatics, deception, intimidation, or thieves' tools?
Stealth.
Okay, so you're super stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your second one?
Let's throw that other one in acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay. So we're doing standard array for your stats. What would you like to have as your lowest stat? What is your dump stat? That's always the hardest one to pick, so I start there.
That is a hard one. Let's
Do you want to be weak, clumsy, sickly?
let's go with strength for the dump stat.
Okay, so you're a little on the weak side. Okay, so what's your highest stat?
Dexterity.
I kind of figured that one. You're 14?
Let's go with Constitution.
Okay, so you're agile and solid. So what's going to be your 13?
Let's go with Charisma.
And you're likable. Okay, what's the 12? Intel or wisdom? Are you wise or do you know things?
Let's go with Wisdom.
Okay, so Intel is your 10. Okay, so background. What is your character before he was a rogue? So it's a huge, massive list. So you've got like acolyte, so you were basically at a monastery. Athlete, charlatan, which we already have one in the group, but I'm not telling you who because they're that good. City watch basically means you're a guard. City watch investigator means you're basically a cop. Clan crafter, cloistered scholar, courier, criminal, entertainer, far traveler, fisherman, folk hero, gladiator, guild artisan, guild merchant, hermit, it's a huge list, knight, knight of an order, a marine, mercenary veteran, noble, outlander, pirate, sage, sailor, shipwright, smuggler, soldier, spy, bounty hunter, street urchin, or noble.
Let's go with Criminal.
Criminal?
Yeah.
So you're going with the double on smooth criminal.
Are you gonna hit and strike people?
So for your criminal, do you have dice, a chess set, playing cards, or 3 dragon ante cards?
Playing cards.
Because those are always good on a cold winter night. So as a criminal, what was your specialty? Were you a blackmailer, a burglar, an enforcer, a fence, a highway robber, a hired killer, a pickpocket, or a smuggler?
It's a difficult one. Let's go with burglar, I guess.
Burglar? Okay, so you're a second story guy. So next comes your personality traits, your ideals, your bonds, and your flaws. I'll go ahead and read off the personality traits and you let me know when you find one you like. So first, I always have a plan for what to do when things go wrong. I am always calm no matter what the situation. I never raise my voice or let my emotions control me. The first thing I do in a new place is note the location of every valuable or where such things could be hidden. I would rather make a new friend than a new enemy. I'm incredibly slow to trust. Those who seem to be the fairest often have the most to hide. I don't pay attention to the risks in a situation. Never tell me the odds. Best way to get me to do something is tell me I can't do it, or I blow up at the slightest insult.
Let's go with I'm always calm.
Always calm. Okay, and for the ideal you stand behind, is it honor? I don't steal from others in the trade, lawful. Freedom. Chains are meant to be broken as for those who would forge them, chaotic. Charity. I steal from the wealthy so they can help the people in need, good. Greed. I will do whatever it takes to become wealthy, evil. People. I'm loyal to my friends, not to any ideals, and everyone else can take a trip down Styx for all I care. And redemption. There's a spark of good in everyone.
Chains are always meant to be broken.
Okay, freedom. Next is the bonds. So I try to pay off an old debt I owe to a generous benefactor. My ill-gotten gains go to support my family. Something important was taken from me, and I aim to steal it back. I will become the greatest thief that ever lived. I am guilty of a terrible crime. I hope I can redeem myself for it. And someone I love died because of a mistake I made that will never happen again.
Someone died.
Someone died. Someone always dies.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have your flaw. When I see something valuable, I can't think about anything but how to steal it. When faced with a choice between money and my friends, I usually choose the money. If there's a plan, I'll forget it. If I don't forget it, I'll ignore it. I love how a lot of people giggled on that one. I have a tell that reveals when I'm lying. I turn tail and run when things look bad. An innocent person is in prison for a crime that I committed. I'm okay with that.
If there's something valuable around, I can't think of anything else but to steal it.
Okay, so now remember with the nice thing with the traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws is if you play to that, you can earn inspiration, which makes life so much easier when you can get the high roll. So for your class equipment, would you like a rapier or a short sword?
Rapier.
So would you like a short bow with 20 arrows or a short sword?
Short bow.
You want to be thief and archer. Do you have a burglar's pack, a dungeoneer's pack, or an explorer's pack?
Burglar's pack.
Good choice. It's always full of all the goodies. And I'll let you fill out the hair, height, and weight and stuff. Let's see. We've got the character building and the character mancer. Okay, so I've got you as a first level character. Wow, you're pretty deadly with that rapier. +5 to attack and 1d8 +3 damage. So, now that your character is magically leveling up in the character mancer, let's see if you have any choices to pick. So, looks like you have cunning action, no choices to pick. Cunning action is like one of the coolest abilities ever. Basically lets you outrun everyone else in the game.
Okay.
Okay, so level 3, you are going to get a choice. So at level 3, what style of rogue do you want to be? You have Arcane Trickster, basically you stole someone's magic book and you're picking up some secrets. Assassin, you're all about murdering someone instantly. Inquisitive, basically you mean that you're an investigator. Mastermind, you can basically, start your own thieves guild if you really wanted to. The Scout, which means you're more wilderness rogue than city rogue. The Swashbuckler, if you want to go on the high seas. And the Thief, which is this like second story man.
I guess we'll go Thief. Everything else I picked led to Thief anyway, so.
Okay. So Thief Rogue gives you your sneak attack damage increases. You have steady aim as a bonus action. You can give yourself advantage on your next attack roll. You have fast hands. You can use your bonus action to make a sleight of hand check. So you can pick pockets as a bonus action. And second story work, when you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain the ability to climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement. In addition, when you make a running jump, the distance you cover increases the number of feet equal to your dex modifier.
What's the
Someone has
beeping?
some weird video game beep. Okay, so you can jump in that character sheet now. You are level 3. You have everything there. Wow, your backpack's got a lot of stuff in it. So your character sheet is there. On the bottom right-hand side is where all your abilities are. If you click on the red word, it'll open it up so you can see what it says. And when it comes to your weapons, just click on the, yep, I see you. I'm peeking over your shoulder and see you in there. So when it comes to using your tool proficiencies on the left side, that's underneath your skills, when it says query, If you click it to say use your thieves tools, it'll then pop up to say what attribute you're using with it. And all you have to do is say, I'm using my agility because I'm a thief, or I'm using my constitution because I'm like forcing myself to do it. Whatever attribute you choose to pick, just make sure it sounds cool and, story-wise.
All right, sounds good.
And you can change your name and look to see if you can find a picture so I can make a miniature of you so you can bounce around on the map.
All right.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to send you a picture.
You don't like the no one I picked?
I've had one with a squirrel.
Squirrel. As I'm looking to see if I have a player's handbook in the room here with me, because I have all Star Wars books and no D&D books.
I
New
mean, half
game.
of that is an excellent thing.
It's because I've got game books in PDF form. That just ruins you.
Yeah. See, I still have bookcases and bookcases of books that I need to own, but I've been reading digitally more and more. It's very confusing.
It breaks my heart.
But I still buy books and I read them, but I'm more reading. I go through books faster digitally now.
I still, if I have a choice, my preferred form is Dead Tree.
I like to hold the dead tree. Dead trees bring me joy, but it's easier to sneak books on my phone that I may or may not pay for all the time also.
That is very true.
So it's easier to read what I want to read when I want to read it on my discrete thing that's in my pocket all the time.
We call those swashbuckling editions.
Yes, my swashbuckling editions is almost as big as my Dead Tree editions.
I need to learn how to do that.
I became really good friends with my Google Incognito, even though I'm 90% sure it's not really incognito. Makes me feel better.
It gives you that sense of, adventure.
I swear I'm being secret.
Feed.
Unfortunately, when it comes to flipping through PDFs, it's never as much fun as paper books because you're like, where's the thing I'm looking for?
Mm-hmm. But you can also control F if it's a PDF. Can't do that on paper.
You do have a point. I mean,
But in the end, why not own both?
Gothic
Yes,
trinkets.
all the books.
Thank you for your Control F suggestion because it got me to exactly where I needed to.
Yeah.
So who would like to roll me a D100 first?
I don't even know how to do that.
I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Get it. Roll good.
Oops, I did too. Sorry, I slid. That's really what I was doing.
How do you roll a D100?
So if you go to the upper left-hand corner on Roll20, if you go down to the D20 dice, there's like a whole bunch of like basic options, and then you can go to the advanced dice roller if what you want isn't showing.
Okay, wait. I don't see a Roll20 on here, so
Okay,
I'm confused already.
So who am I
Oh,
talking
wait.
to?
This is
You know
Talia.
you know Roll20, Natalia.
So-
Actually, the two games that I'm on are my first time doing it, so I don't know how
Okay,
to.
but you've been on it with me at least 3 or 4 times at this
Oh,
point.
I see it now. Okay.
So in Roll20, you want to
So-
look over here, and you see
on
the little D20 looking
left-hand
thing?
side.
No,
Yes.
I decided to click on the thing that looked like a dice in the little toolbar, so that's how I figured it out.
Ta-da! You fixed it. You figured it
Yay!
out. Golf
Okay.
clap.
So Brittany rolled. Let's see, who rolled first? Meg. Meg rolled first. So 53. Let's
But
see
the
what you
53
got.
is a lie because that's 2D 100. The 66 is truth.
Well, I need 2 D100 rolls from everybody.
So then I guess my 53
You just
is.
knew to do the right thing.
There you go. We'll just pretend that I rolled 1 the first time.
Oh, this is creepy because we're doing Gothic games. So, Meg, here's your 53.
Ooh.
And then your next number was 66.
Mm-hmm.
Because trinkets are fun, cool things that you can use in game. I mean, and here's your 66. So apparently there's like a motif of you going with knuckle bones and other
apparently-
bones.
I like bones, guys.
Those are
Insert
awesome.
joke here.
But,
Was I supposed to roll 2?
yeah, go ahead and roll twice.
Okay.
So first
So-
we'll do Brittany's 98.
Nope. I don't think I did that the way you wanted me to.
Brittany, there's your 98. Give me another roll.
I did. It was 33.
Boom, 100.
Are these things that are like we're going to like gonna appear from us?
These are
Oh,
things
I
that
got
you
a
have
little
in your pocket.
spotlight.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in my alleys and organization because where else am I gonna put it?
And here's your 33. That's kind of creepy.
Gross.
A glass vial filled with nail clippings.
Can you put those on our character sheets, please?
Well, I pasted them in there so you can just copy paste them.
I put
Oh.
mine on in my bio under my alleys and organization. That's not where it goes.
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't
won't
put it in
lose
your
them.
inventory slot because it's something weird, but it's something weird and quirky that you've got. So, depending on how you choose to roleplay that, there you go.
I'm a little poison mushroom gnome, so that's perfect.
So, Desiree, you got a 23. Because these are Gothic trinkets, and I like throwing these out because they're creepy. It could be true, it could be false, you never know. And you rolled also a 68, which is the trinkets from the regular player's handbook. Because these are just weird things.
Wait, the toenails is a regular one?
Yeah, the toenails is a regular one.
That makes it so much worse somehow.
Don't kink shame. You know someone who's really into those nail clippings. Ooh.
Okay,
Even
then
say
we've
it's
got
right, it's
Talia.
They might be holy from like a saint. You might be able to like really pack a punch with that.
I mean,
Or sell them individually to someone who thinks they're from a religious saint.
I like where your mind's at.
Yes,
One
yes.
toenail at a time.
Yes.
so Talia, your first one is a bottle of invisible ink.
Wait, are you talking to me? Because I thought I heard my name.
Yes, I said Talia.
Okay,
So the
you
first
literally
one,
went blank. Okay, sorry. First one.
no problem, is a bottle of invisible ink that can only be read at sunset. That's actually kind of cool. And 89 is your second one.
Only red.
Ooh, and your second one is a vial of dragon's blood.
Ooh.
Apparently, our monster hunter has some weird collectibles.
Cool.
I feel like my character should be mildly upset about it.
It's not like I'm going to be showing it off. You know?
I clip people's toenails while they're sleeping, just like they wake up. And be like, "Shh, don't worry about it. Shh, it's okay.
Hold on. Who just said that?
So, Lexa, your first one is a flag from a ship lost at sea. That's weird. And let's see what your other
Yeah,
one
how'd you-
is.
Get it.
Ooh, that's going to be creepy, and that's not the creepy one. So for your 100, it's a metal urn containing the ashes of a hero.
Yeah, that's so cool.
He
I
must not
think-
have. Well, why is that 100 though? Because he must have rolled a 1 to get that.
And has everybody rolled? I didn't see any rolls for AJ.
Sorry, I'm here.
Go ahead and shoot me 2 100 rolls. Okay, that one is really, really appropriate for a rogue. So your 4 is a lock that opens when blood is dripped in on its keyhole.
Creepy. I like it.
That's like a
Blood.
creepy vampire padlock.
Anyone's blood.
That totally sounds to me like something that somebody made once upon a time for a vampire. And your 29 is a pair of old socks.
Hey,
Because
those
you
come in
probably
handy.
keep the padlock in the old socks to keep it hidden.
Then
Weapon,
beat someone with
improvised
it.
weapon.
Yeah.
How did
Gonna
they
get this
die? I
sock.
don't know. I wanted to open my lockup, so I put my lock in my socks and beat someone to death with it.
Yep.
That's a way to kill someone.
That'll be the way my character dies.
With a dirty sock.
With a dirty
Wasn't-
stocking full of
wasn't
copper
it-
coins.
A
Wasn't
rogue,
it
like
his
he's
dumpster?
swirling it and loses control, and it bangs her in the head, and she's done.
I love it. I love it.
She'd be so mad.
You could just roll up a new one though. It'll be fine. It could be her daughter or something.
Yeah, you could just like Junior at the end.
Okay, so quick question for each of you guys. So, Talia, for your monster hunter,
Uh-huh.
which one of your teammates here do you know? I mean, who came down from Wallachia, down to the Empire of Sol here with you when you're carrying this very important message?
Let's see here. Let me look at my options here.
The most likely ones that pop out to me here would probably be the forest gnome or the human rogue. Just throwing those out.
Actually, I think the forest gnome, because as a monster hunter, also as a tavern owner trying new beers, I'm going to talk to the forest gnome. It's like, hey, do you have a mushroom that I can maybe add in here?
Oh God!
Effects?
True, and I'm all about adventures.
Yes. So that is my choice.
Okay, so you and the gnome, you're buddies. You hanging with your gnomie.
That was terrible, and you should be ashamed.
Nope, I love it. Okay, so Megan, our cleric of Freya,
Yeah.
So you're hanging down here in the Empire of Sol with the church and the cleric exchange program because, they allow the other good faiths to come hang out with them, even though
It's not at all a punishment for me. I swear it.
we totally know that the Lord of Light is the most powerful and important god of all because he controls the sun. But
Yeah,
your
that's
fertility
why
and love goddess is cool too.
Yeah. I'm not at all a shunned from the clerks or anything.
Even though it grits your teeth every time they refer to your god as the maiden.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not here as a punishment or anything. They didn't get rid of me so I would stop causing trouble. Nothing like that. That's absurd.
So
Don't listen to rumors. Listening to rumors is bad.
in the group, who do you already know in church events?
In church events, I know Jocelyn.
Praise Jesus.
Okay, so
that makes sense because we both have the female deities, so makes
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Sorry, praise Palor.
Praise
Well-
Freya.
Well, in this
Eon.
world, they just call Palor the Lord of Light. It's more macho that way. It's more lordly. Okay, so you and Jocelyn have pretty much been hanging out as like the two slightly outcast people in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to know. So you're already buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Fist bump.
Boop boop. Chest bump, dude. Chest
Well, I
bump.
have plated armor, but okay.
That's okay. Clink clink.
And some of the new altar boys just watch in awe.
I give him a wink.
Okay, so Lexa, Jocelyn,
Yes.
who does she know outside of the church events in the group?
I would know Kip. because I might have gotten. I needed to. Well, I don't know if I would have known Kip. Was there anyone else that was powerful within the church, or I saw as like an advantageous friendship?
No one in the group per se.
Then I would have been friends with Kip because I would have wanted him to try to teach me some stuff.
And think about it.
Or I might have hired him to steal something.
Your background and his are pretty close, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lexa and Kip have kind of a working relationship in the business.
Business.
Okay, so Brittany, our little gnome, our gnome adventurer.
Yeah.
What's my question for you? I know you're already with the friends with
With
the
Esme,
monster
right?
hunter. Yeah. And so one quick question. What do you feel about werewolves and vampires?
They're big puppies.
They need love.
Now remember, they are slobbering, beasts who could wipe out an entire trove of gnomes with no problem. And there's nothing scarier than a gnome werewolf, just saying.
I want a gnome werewolf for a pet, guys.
It looks like the
The
puppies from
tiniest
Hotel
werewolf.
Transylvania.
Be like a corgi werewolf.
Weird dachshund.
I mean, I'm cool that you think
They would-
werewolves are, close to nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are a pro werewolf lifestyle as opposed to all the bad things, you hear about everybody. What about vampires? Blood-sucking vampires. Did we lose you?
Hello.
Hello, Brittany. Brittany, can you hear me?
Brittany has left the channel.
Obviously, she said something bad about vampires, and they took her out in the darkness.
Yeah.
Ominously, if she had her camera on, we would have seen while she was talking about it, a vampire face materialize out of the darkness behind her and just wrap its hands around her and pull her away like one of those bird guys in
We wouldn't,
Beastmaster.
though, because you can't see vampire reflections. So we just would have seen her be dramatic.
Digital
and
cameras
flail off.
don't
Oh.
use mirrors.
Yeah, I
Who
don't
got
think digital
killed
cameras
off
use
camera?
mirrors anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the whole silver is Judeo-Christian because of the betrayal of Jesus. So other cultures in the world, silver doesn't affect vampires.
Dude.
Fun fact.
Fun fact,
they
you
told
never want to run
Rhiannon?
into a Filipino vampire.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Oh, the
word.
one that pulls its head off and has to soak its guts in vinegar to stick him back into the body.
Yep.
That's my favorite one.
So, Brittany, before you got disconnected, I was going to say, what's your character's opinion on vampires?
I feel like they're natural creatures. Like, as long as they don't try to do me dirty, they can do their own thing.
Okay, good to know. You basically are the hippie of the group. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like she's gonna have like weird vampire marks on her body all the time from just like feeding them the wild vampires. They're hungry,
You're like,
guys.
Hungry bat,
hungry.
here, come have some blood. You're just hungry. You're circle of life, man.
You're hangry.
Just don't kill me. It'll be fine. Just leave some for me to wake up in the morning.
Right?
Okay, so Desiree, you're monk. You're dragonborn monk of the Sun Fist. You are, and basically from one of the monasteries of the Lord of Light. You've turned your body into a flaming weapon. And of course, you're dragonborn on top of it, so coolness. So what is your reason for wanting to go on this quest up north and to hopefully vanquish vampires once and for all, other than the cool vanquishing vampires once and for all part?
That's a great question. Let me think about that for a second.
I mean, it can totally be that you want to do it, you're fighting to do it, or it could be also a punishment.
I feel like you're just like a walking Hadouken.
They're just like, this is a human empire and you're a dragonborn. You should go out into danger.
Well, I would think being under the Lord of Light, vampires would be kind of like the antithesis of everything against
Nice.
what my religion believes in. So I think just on the goal to vanquish as many as possible.
Okay, so your character's super excited to go on this quest and he basically wants to get, some vampire number counts.
Yeah.
Nice. You are looking to mix it up. Okay, so AJ.
Yes.
You get the most obscure, hardest question of all.
How long is my penis?
That's
Ask
just
your
like
charisma.
open
There's
conversation
rules for that.
part. How is it you're going to work your way into joining these guys to head up north to do whatever the quest is that they're on to do?
I have something they need.
And
Zero care for anything
I feel like
or
that
anyone
was so-
else.
okay, so how are you going to convince the church or one of them to let you tag along? I totally could see the church saying, "Hey, he's a condemned man, let him go."
Maybe I speak up for him.
Okay, so you name drop that we need someone who can get their hands dirty.
Yeah, because I think he's a hottie. Sure. I'm trying to hook up with him, and I'm like, hey, come along on this heist. Let's go, boo.
Oh my God, you
I
guys.
can get into the places that you guys can't.
There you go. We know who's going to be sent to go crawl through sewers to open gates.
If you're condemned, we don't care about your soul. That makes sense.
I kind of feel like maybe I should be Cajun. Right?
Well, apparently Cajun is like our tiefling at dialect.
But
No, because then you would know the sexual innuendos I'm going to say to you in French. It's not fun if you know them.
Oh no, that makes it all the better.
It's just you guys like side chatting.
It's like, what are they saying? I don't know. Just nod and smile.
Look
Just
at those
nod
faces.
and
You don't
smile.
want to know what they're saying.
Wow. Yeah, well, all this has been going on. I've been like drawing stuff, and then every once in a while, I peek my head up, and I'm like, "Wow!"
I'm sorry that you're drawing our conversation. That is the worst fate that anyone could ever have.
I am not drawing our conversation, but I am getting sucked into drawing something, and every so once in a while.
how many penises have you added to your drawing?
Oh God, I stopped that for a while ago. I was like, let me, if I'm gonna try and draw
How
terribly
many is
with
too
a
many is the
freaking
real
mouse,
question.
I don't
I
think
like-
there's an answer to that.
That's not a question.
I like that she just laughed and said, "Oh yeah, no, I stopped counting."
I like how she totally narked herself out on that. So, quick question for our monster hunter. When the monster hunter of great renown that is kind of a cursed dude, it's kind of his thing. So he gives you a note. Basically, it's not him, it's his protege that gives you the note to deliver down to the Church of Light. Do you take a peek at this note? I mean, it could be conveniently opened without breaking the seal, possibly.
Who is this note given to? Because of course I'm going to read it.
This was given to our monster hunter.
Oh,
Okay. Let me look at my alignment.
Callista has this note, and she basically was given this note, and it took her 3 months to get down to the church. I'm wondering if over 3 months she's read the note.
I mean, even the most honest kid reads a note that they like have to take from their teacher to their parent.
Is there a way
Alignment
for
doesn't
me
matter.
to open it without looking like it's been opened?
You can
But
try.
we're strangers. Like, we won't know. You just throw away the envelope. You throw away the envelope when you get to us. I mean, we don't know there's an envelope.
I feel like if she doesn't read it, I would, because I'm a curious person.
So totally give me a sleight of hand check, by the way, as you're trying to open it carefully.
Okay.
Which one?
What we all.
Well, it depends.
Between the both of us, I guess.
I mean, you can totally read it because she tried not to break the seal, and then she crumbled the seal with her natural one, and totally ripped one of the corners open, and she left some mud smears on it. So you can read the note over her shoulder, which, by the way, is conveniently posted as mysterious note on the same tab as your character sheets.
Okay.
Can I though? Because I'm little. I can read it
I
between your
flubbed
legs.
it at this point, so I flubbed it at this point. So it's like, oh well, show it to my friend. Okay.
Are we doing a sleight of hand or no?
You don't need to worry about it because she totally broke the seal with her natural one.
Well, we can just say it was in the bottom of the bag. We'd be like, oh, here's this note.
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't think we should worry about it. If no envelope, no envelope.
So Talia, your character and your Brittany, your forest gnome, you've both read this note multiple nights in a row. So you can read that note as much as you want. As the rest of you guys don't know our monster hunter ranger or our druid gnome, how disheveled does our druid look, by the way? When you guys get to the big city, I mean, we're talking big, massive city. What does our gnome look like normally? Is she disheveled with sticks and twigs, or is she clean cut?
No, I'm I rolled out of a gutter somewhere. I mean, I'm a gnome to begin with. We're never clean.
So you
Ever.
got dirt smudges and sticks and leaves everywhere.
Yeah.
So pretty much
I look natural.
The rest of you have been summoned by the High Father of the church. Well, I know the rest of you don't know it took 3 months for these two to get here in front of you guys. So you guys are all summoned, all for the different reasons we've talked about of why you're all knowing each other and pulling each other over. And as the High Father, he's a very old bishop. He's in that 80-year age bracket for a human that looks like he's making good with his God because he may be joining him any day. One bad cold night and he could be joining the All Father. And he kind of, hacks and summons you all to the altar so you can, while church is closed. And you see this small, gnomish, child-looking person that's very disheveled, sticks, twigs. And next to her, this lean, nimble-looking half-elf that looks like what, Talia?
Well, if you look at my character sheet, I do have a picture of her.
That's totally the cheating artist would say. Just saying.
She's like, I already drew her. Why do I have to tell you what she looks like?
Yeah, I know. Well, part of it is also I am realizing I made a mistake earlier. So it's hard to focus right now. Anyways, she's got, all right, let me attempt. She's got dark skin. Actually, I can't even see my own damn picture. Let me pull up the picture so I can
I'll describe her.
Okay, if you could describe her, because I can't.
Yeah, I'm staring at her.
Hubba.
Creepy. So it looks like she is tall and dark skinned, with dark hair, but looks like the eyes are a little light. She is scarred and she looks friendly, and she's dressed sort of like a Romanian gypsy, but with tits. They're on display.
Well, I mean, that's how I get people to buy beer. Anyways.
Exactly. No judgment, just talking about you. That's your identifier. It's not your ears, it's your tits.
Now the question is, do you display your half-elf ears, your short tips?
I mean, not. okay, where we are there more humans or more not humans?
In the Empire of Soul, humans are like 80% of the population. It's
Okay,
very
so
human-centric.
basically, I because I got the bandana over my head, and just because I don't want to be harassed, I'm trying to blend in with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
you're
Blunteers.
totally pulling a Spock in the Star Trek movie. You're putting the bandana
Pretty
on.
much.
I mean, it's part of my normal attire, so I'm just tucking the ears in.
And you basically, the two of you, when the priest summons in the avid adventurers being sent on this mission, you kind of like are taking a step back when you realize there's a dragonborn, there's a halfling, there's a tiefling with wings, by the way.
Mm.
And I look phenomenal. I'm very kind of like raised eyebrow at the druid that looks a little messy because that is not my style. Every hair is in place.
Do you regularly go to the bard so they can cast cleanse on you?
Yes.
No soap residue on your clothes. Cast cleanse. And a human rogue. So what does our rogue look like, by the way? AJ, are you there?
Oh shit! I was totally talking. My mic was muted.
That's how quiet the rogue is. He's an expert in stealth.
At first glance, I mean, looks kind of average. Dark hair, green eyes. But I mean, that's the key to being stealthy and sneaky is fitting in and not standing out. So.
Okay, so you just got that nondescript, trying to blend into the background as much as you can in the middle of this giant church that can house like 7,000 prayers at once. As you know, the priest kind of, he opens this tattered, dirty note that obviously has been dropped in the ground many times with these very dexterous ranger monster hunter hands. As he kind of somberly just like sighs and does a quick, quiet prayer to his father, the all-father of light, the Lord of light, and kind of like glances at the four of you and introduces the two newcomers. As this is Kausta the Ranger and Monster Hunter, and he emphasizes the Monster Hunter. It's like, hey, yeah, totally Monster Hunter. And her associate, and he kind of like squints down at Twigsy, and he's like, and he kind of like tries to roll the name Twigsy over his tongue to make sure that's actually what he heard your name was. They bring not one so filthy. Most gnomes he knows are tinker gnomes, who are dusty but never filthy.
I'm gonna link my arm in I forgot his name, in Kip, and pull him closer. So like to try to give him a little more credibility here and like smile, and try to look as prim and proper as I can.
You're puffing him up there for the crowd. I like that.
Yeah, so he doesn't get the stink eye from the priest.
Thanks, Cher.
We're both gonna be cases. Okay. No,
I love that
problem.
you both are gonna have terrible Cajun accents.
Oh yeah. I'll tell him. No problem, Sully Swelly.
Sure.
And he basically goes on and he reads the letter like 2 or 3 times to himself, and you can clearly see there's this young scholarly, priest that's.
Someone needs to mute their buttons.
Yes, somebody has to hit mute because they're getting a feedback loop.
Not me.
If you don't have headphones, it's probably you.
I have headphones this time.
It almost sounds like someone is like texting on their phone or something, and they don't have it on silent.
Weird.
Or they have their phone next to their computer, because that'll do it too. You get too close to your speakers and you get the bip, 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 bip. It's totally an Imperial giving away the secrets. So the priest is reading this letter over. He reads it 2 or 3 times, and then he's only mumbling certain sections of the letter. But pretty much as soon as he finishes, he puts the letter down, where you guys can all step up and read it if you'd like to click the mysterious note and read it. And he basically tells you that the famed lore master and monster hunter, Iolin Kendavik, has sent ill tidings. And you guys, give me a perception check, each of you.
Bum, 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 bum.
As Brittany cast Shillelagh to Shillelagh someone.
Is there a quick
Oh,
way to
I
do
was
this, or am
trying
I
to
supposed to
get
look
it.
on my character sheet and get it?
On your character
click
sheet,
on your-
oh, go ahead.
No, it's you're in
Oh, I
charge.
clicked
You
the
tell
button.
people.
No,
You
no.
tell people what to do. I'm not
the
in
hell?
charge.
I
here.
like peer coaching.
Let me try this again.
So if you
apparently okay,
pull up your
So
character
why-
sheet,
perception, you said.
Two when we roll. Why?
it does that because in D&D you can do things that give you advantage or disadvantage. They give you the best or worst of 2 rolls. Always go with the first number because that's the first die you actually rolled. And then in case you had advantage or disadvantage, rolls a second, so that way you can get either the better of the 2 or the worst of the 2, depending on if it's advantage or disadvantage.
So for this particular roll, is there any anything, any of our skills that would act as an advantage for perception?
Since our gnome and monster hunter were so sticky finger with reading through it, I'll give you guys that you see what is needing to be seen, that only it looks like you and Esme spotted, because
Okay.
Esme has those keen razor eyes apparently.
So then 22 for me.
Okay, so you guys, Esme and our ranger, see that the old man is palming a smaller note. Now the quick question is, did our ranger and gnome open that smaller note?
Probably, because in for a penny, in for a pound.
Wow. Okay. So you basically know on the smaller note, since you guys peeked into it, that it actually gives time and locations and dates. It's basically a list of where he's going to be in the next, planning to be at least in the next few months.
So we saw him palm it. I'm gonna make eye contact and kind of make it a noise and raise my eyebrow. Are we gonna say something about this?
And he totally is using the big note, the big parchment that he's laying out for you guys as a decoy, as he palms the smaller note and puts it in. It disappears in one of the many hidden pockets in his robes.
And it was Talia. You saw it with me.
Yeah,
Yep. And Talia has actually read the note.
I read the note.
So my eyebrow is raised straight at your direction, and I'm bouncing a little bit.
You're bouncing.
Yeah, all 3 feet of me.
I put my hand on her shoulder to stop her bouncing, and kind of gestures like, "We'll talk about this later."
Okay,
'Cause
so we're gonna let it go.
Yeah, for the moment. I want to see what he does first. If he's gonna say anything, I'm giving him the opportunity, because maybe it's I'm gonna read this first and then I'll talk to you. So I'm giving him the opportunity to see what's gonna happen.
My eyebrow goes down just so I can raise it at you again.
So
Judgy much?
I don't like this guy. So I'm gonna tell, I don't know this is going on because my perception is trash. I'm gonna tell Kip and Cajun, hey, if you steal something from this guy and get away with it, I'll buy you around at the bar because this guy sucks.
Consider it done, Cher.
So maybe we'll get that note, or
Something else from his pockets.
Can we have
Aw.
just copied the note on the 3 months it took to get down here?
Would you have done such a thing?
I wouldn't have. But if she wanted to, I wouldn't have said no either.
I mean, it sounds like he was going to go on a lot of fun adventures, and I'm into that. That's what I'm about. Right?
Okay, so in fact, our gnome, when she was curious, she actually wrote down all the dates and times and locations. Basically,
It's a great.
it's a date. It's the basically week and moon of the date and the city location.
Mm.
How many of those dates have already happened?
Unfortunately, 3 of them have already happened. But you can tell
Out
in
of
the list that he wrote down that the gnome copied, it was basically, here's my itinerary for 6 months from now. Here's where you can find me.
I have a question because you said phases of the moon are on here.
Hmm.
So, secondly,
Basically, it's drawn out so it looks like a little moon.
okay, so like let's say are any of these hitting either a full moon or close to a full moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Have
So
I
you said
heard? Huh?
Go ahead. You finish your question first.
I'm sorry. So have I heard of any, maybe werewolf incidents that line up with this itinerary in the past 3 months?
Nothing like that.
Okay.
It's just that he's using the lunar calendar as a covert way of drawing the time as opposed to putting the month, date, and year type of thing.
Okay. No, but I'm a monster hunter and a paranoid fuck. So, if I see moons, I'm going to say, wait, does that line up? Okay.
No,
Right,
it's
that's
just
all I
because
wanted
it's
to know.
easier when you're trying to send a semi-cryptic message to just do the moon symbol.
Yeah,
And
but, paranoid.
It's good to be paranoid.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done.
Okay, so my question is, it's a map of 6 months, or it's an itinerary of 6 months. 3 months of travel means 3 of them already happened. Does that mean we only have 3 more points on this itinerary, or is he busier in those next 3 months?
Basically, the way the itinerary she has, it would be for when you guys, if you would return, and whether you're delayed or not, you still have like a 3-month window of his itinerary for when you get there.
Okay, but in the 3 months that they were traveling, we only missed 3 events. So how many events are left is what I'm asking.
The dates, it was a 6-month period, not starting when they left.
Okay.
So the 6-month period starts right now.
Oh.
Basically, like a week ago is when
Oh.
those dates and times picked up. So he didn't bother to write down the itinerary when he knew you'd be traveling still. It would be as if you could magically be there tomorrow where he would be. And for the next 6 months. So even if you guys were ridiculously delayed getting there, because it should be a 3-month travel, but things happen when you're on the road. So just in case, because this is a worldly monster hunter that knows things happen when you're on the road. Here's an extra 3 months.
Were we friends with this guy, or are we just like, oh, we'll deliver a note for you?
Well, the monster hunter definitely knows our ranger's family.
Because we're monster hunters.
So we just decided to just nope out for 3 months of our life.
Well, you did it because
longer
of
than
your
3
friend.
months.
Your friend did it because, she's really helping this monster hunter. We'll tell her where some cool loot is. Because, famed monster hunters leave like caches of cool weapons and stuff.
And the reason I left my tavern is because my parents kept harassing, and finally I'm like, fine, I'll do this.
Because it's the family business. I know how some of you just want to stay here and run an inn, but, others of us, we have the family business.
It's the guilt. They put, yeah.
Is it the Church of Light Guild?
No, it's the Monster Hunter Family Guild.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
So if you don't want to kill monsters, get the fuck out.
It's kind of like that. You got it right. The motherhood rivals Hispanic mothers.
See, I was going
was
to the Catholic
involved.
Church. I was going to the Catholic Church angle, but I like it.
And by the way, Twigsy, I updated your token for you.
No, there's 2 though.
Yeah.
I saw the new Twigsy off to the side before she was named, and I was like, huh.
She sent me the picture, and I was just taking my time getting it loaded. So you guys basically are told that this is a mission of vital importance. You may have known through the annals of the Church of the Lights retelling of the stories about how 400 years ago the Lords of Night became a unified force in the north and came down to the southern lands, raiding, pillaging, and killing our people by scores. This great lore master and monster hunter says he's learned a secret about the creation and possibly destruction of vampire kind as a whole. But he needs me to select a group of adventurers to head north to meet with them to be given this knowledge. He asks for me to send only some of our best people that are free of any taint of evil. And he immediately looks over at the tiefling with this like grandfatherly smile, and then looks over at the dragonborn with this like proud papa look as he just like sees these two great members of the Church of Light.
And just like the biggest boner ever.
As he's just like, I pray that the Lord of Light will protect you and many of his angels will guard your path. The church will, of course, provide you with horses to get most of the way. But when you get to the Dragon's Bay, you'll need to take the ferry to cross into Eisen. Which, of course, we will give you adequate coinage to afford the travel and to keep your animals and yourselves fed. And he kind of like looks over at you guys and gives you that long, drawn out, old man knowing look of he's just like, he's proud of you all. You sense this instant puff upness of proudness that just naturally comes from this wise old man. By the way, when he was casting his little spell, he cast Bless on 4 of you. Yes, those 4 of you. Got to motivate the recruits, right? Not that Bless will do anything other than give you a plus 1d4 to anything you do while you're in this conversation, if you want to use it.
Wait, who did he bless?
He blessed everyone but the gnome and the ranger. It's almost like he's trying to buy your loyalty to say, yes, you'll do this.
Huh.
And of course, I will pray for your souls while you do this.
Strick's a great old man, but how does it pay?
And he kind of like looks over at Kip, and he just like nods of, yes, coins make the world go round. And he goes over to the cleric that's been writing something down. He takes the parchment, folds it up, and then he like puts his hand out in this give it to me gesture. And the kid puts a nice little clinky purse that you hear clink quite nicely. As he comes up, and he immediately, because of course Jocelyn is like the #1 coolest peachy keen kid of the church here, and kind of like waits for you to put your hand out so he can hand you the bag of coins and the note.
Since I have this D4, is he close enough that like I want to try to maybe move in like I'm going to give him a hug and try to like lift something off of him? Anything that's easy that I can get, I'm going to try to one up what Kit might get.
Okay, you could totally roll a sleight of hand.
Because I'm pretty good at that.
Okay, and
I get a +4 for my bless?
Yep, you have bless, so right now the Lord of Light is willing to give you a plus D4 to whatever skill you're using.
So how do I do that?
So first in your character sheet, you want to pull it up and go click sleight of hand. When it turns red, you want to click on the name. So you've got a 15. It's pretty good. Now, if you'd like, you can roll a D4. You can either type /roll D4. Yeah, sorry, /roll space 1d4. Or you can go over to the right on the little index on your map where you've got the little D20 looking thing at the bottom. If you wave your mouse over it, it'll give you the options for multiple Ds.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it twice. So you have a 16. So you give him a hug, and you feel that he's wearing his nice clerical robes of many pockets. He's got a few pockets. So there's the pocket that you don't know has the folded up note. So you feel a little papery bulge. You also feel it's probably a holy symbol. Feels a lot like the starburst of the Lord of Light, He probably keeps an extra one in his pocket just in case.
Would I know? Would I think from my would I know if that's made of silver or something possibly valuable?
It is definitely made of silver.
I'm gonna go for that.
Okay, so as you hug him, you kind of like reach in the pocket and pull out. Basically, it's a holy symbol on a necklace. You know, it's conveniently tiny. It's the tiny travel size holy symbol. So you're gonna like put it in your pocket real quick.
I'm gonna put it somewhere that he doesn't see it, and just tell him something like, "May the Lord of Light bless us, and I just thank you so much for everything you've done for me."
And he just gives you that happy old man smile, and he on his with his finger he does the symbol of the Lord of Light on your forehead. It's a little X with it's almost like three sticks crisscrossed like a little star, and he basically whispers a prayer to you of, "Do not open this note until you've crossed into the country of Eisen.
Okay.
Do not let
Can I
anyone."
hold?
Go ahead.
Oh, can I hold my hand out like we're each getting a bag and just like I'm going to assume there's no one else that speaks Gnomish and
Okay,
just like garble
give me a persuasion with disadvantage. So
something.
it's going to be the lower of the two numbers. Is in the middle of this touching moment, the gnome is like, "Give me money, give me." Oh my God!
Yes.
As apparently you're -1, but you rolled a natural 20. As you adorably stick your hand out, like, "Is this how this works? We get money now?" And you stick your hand out, and when you do, the cleric that was, getting away from his bookwork and, was coming behind, he actually comes up and gives you a sack that's got 20 gold pieces in it.
Wow.
I
And,
wasn't.
and he just whispers to the gnome, kind of under his breath, of like, "Good works are not the only reward." As this is a very tiny little purse with 20 gold coins in it.
That's okay.
As the priest just kind of like looks back at the kid that handed you the coins, he's like, "Oh, okay." Smiles back and says, These 150 gold coins should cover your traveling expenses and any bribes necessary to get past any troubles."
My hand's going out. I mean,
As the cleric just looks at you and like shakes your hand.
damn it.
I mean,
Ah,
you can
well.
try persuasion with disadvantage.
I mean,
You really bring her Twigsy along because she's your lucky gnome, isn't she?
maybe. Okay, you said persuasion?
At
Just make things
disadvantage.
really
Oh, I
gonna
sucked.
make things
So
really
you
uncomfortably
roll a
awkward for
natural
people.
1. And just the way you do this, you kind of like British punk rocker put your hand out, like this attitude comes out. And he just gives you the stink eye. Like, the gnome might be dirty, but you're the one that stinks.
Oh, I
And
don't
he
care.
kind of like turns his back to you. Maybe a fleck of your elf ear popped out, and he's got some secret closeted anti-elfness. You may have lost some family in the elf wars.
An elf here.
He's a
vampire.
racist.
I like
Sorry, that's
gnomes.
so
I
funny.
hate elves. You're a noble monster hunter. Why are you asking for coin? And he basically looks at Jocelyn and just, obviously you're getting the impression that Jocelyn is in charge. Because, boy, is she good at, finagling. And he basically gestures over to the Dragonborn, who, of course, has also got the warrior monk branch of the church's vestments and this cool slight radiance that just comes off of her. And this And he kind of like pauses for a second, like he knew the name, but he's kind of blanking.
Oh, at least he was looking for the. I was afraid he was looking for the necklace. I was like, oh shoot! Too
is
soon.
is your personal bodyguard a monk of the Radiant Order, gifted by the Lord of Light with the touch of light that sears the darkness? I'm sorry, child. And he kind of walks over towards you and kind of puts a nice grandfatherly hand on your shoulder. It's like, your name has been lost to my mind at the moment. And you can see like this old boy's a little bit on the senile, side. He's old, but he seems to have a really good heart. And trust me, as Jocelyn will admit, he's a really, really, really easy mark, but he's actually a good guy.
Those are always the best marks.
I'll just nod and say Ilnonin, or Ilnonin, my lord. Just
Ilnanen, a beautiful name. Please.
I'm gonna quietly kind of and remind people that I'm in the room.
As he kind of looks down at Esme, and he has almost like he's looking at a child, and then all of a sudden his eyes kind of sparkle on you of like, yes, one of our newest clerics to the order, Esme. She is a recent exchange priest to help foster good relations from our order. She is a priestess of life. She will guarantee that no darkness will be able to cloud your path for long. For she is strong with the light. And of course, he means it as in the holy power, but he's really saying the light.
Light.
He's been saying the doctrine for 60 years. It comes out as second nature.
Yeah. I mean, I can bolt some light into some enemies.
I need the 6 of you to travel to the lands of the north, deep. And he kind of like hushes his voice, almost like he's looking around to see if anyone's listening. And of course, he kind of like looks at some of the guards that are at the main entrance of the church there, and kind of make sure that he's not overheard by them. As he kind of like turns towards the altar and he reaches his palm into his pocket and kind of touches the note again, for those who know about the note. I need you to go to Wallachia and find some of the lost treasures of the Crusades against the Night Lords. I believe some of the things mentioned by the lore masters, he has uncovered some of the lost treasures of the Empire of Sol as well. And he looks over at Esme. Some of the other holy relics from the other churches that fought against the Night Lords in the Great Crusade, failed as it was. And he looks, genuinely sad as he looks around in the church, and there's these giant window mosaics, and you see these like warriors going off to fight, and the sun rising from the west and piercing the shadows in the north, but then the north becomes this dark, misty fog that the sun can't pierce. Some epic storytelling shit going on with these mosaics as a bunch of the church pray together and summon an archangel that fights against a horde of vampires, and a bunch of angels that start, as you look around, you start getting the picture, that built little waystones on the paths. And pretty much most of you guys know about these, that on the major roads, the King's Highway, there's these cool little holy symbols for the Church of Light, and it's basically a small protection circle. So about every 10 miles in well-maintained areas, you can go to these circles and you can basically hide around the circle. And like werewolves and vampires and spirits can't really go into the circle to get you. They can totally try to get you to come out of the circle, but you're mostly safe. Except in horrible, godless parts of the country where people vandalize these things and destroy them and they no longer work.
Ask if you can like bring them with you.
No, unfortunately, if you pick it up out of the ground, it unconsecrates. Henceforth, people destroying it.
Common enough. Oh, I've got a good wisdom score. Would we know that as characters?
It give me an Arcana roll or a religion. I can take either.
Where's my character?
You don't want me. While this
Oh,
is
it's the same.
going
Let's
on,
do religion.
Ooh.
I'm gonna look at Kip and kind of give him a smile, and like I assume he saw me doing something, and I'm gonna give him a look like I'm waiting.
All right, I got a 19.
So with your religion roll, you know from what you've seen that these are actually divinely powered runes, and to pretty much tamper with them in any way can break it. So it's really not hard for somebody to just walk up with a weapon and smash one if they really want to, but it's one of those of why would anyone do that? That's stupid.
Oh.
But if you're not a supernatural creature and a supernatural creature tells you to do it, you might accidentally do it, which you have the idea that if any one of these are destroyed, it's probably because somebody was, against their will doing it or they're evil douchebag. There could totally be evil douchebags doing that and then offering protection for people. Best protection racket ever.
Gotcha.
Sounds like a Saturday weekend job.
Okay, so he basically, gives you guys a map. It's a pretty detailed map where it shows, church places where you guys can trade your horses in for fresh horses, a la Wells Fargo, and basically that at a good pace, it will take, an additional 3 months getting back because we know the ranger gnome took a direct path and didn't go roundabout.
Okay.
And we get horses?
You will each be given a horse, and you have one pack mule to put any equipment on.
That is baller. I think my character, though, has to ride on the pack mule and put all my stuff on the horse.
Yeah, are we tiny together? We're both.
You kind of broke up there.
Hello?
Hello?
I think we lost you there for a second.
Okay, I said we're both really tiny though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but they can
how tiny
provide
are you?
child-sized saddles for you.
How tiny are you?
I'm a gnome.
Okay.
She's a little tinier than you are.
Really? I'm taller? That brings me all the joy.
That makes you the big sis.
Yes. Okay. I'm like half an inch taller than you, and it's gonna go to my head.
Because with halfling and gnome size, that half inch is like 1.5 feet.
Right?
I know. I have like the Amy Winehouse hair though, so we might, just a big bird nest.
Oh man, then that means that I'm gonna have to be constantly trying to make myself look taller than you.
Get some lifts.
Nah, hats.
That's just fine.
All I hear.
You could just do my hair for me.
All I hear is Mary going, "I'm the tall one."
I'm the tall one now. Okay, so he basically says, if you can, I need you to do your whatever provisions you need to make before leaving, and you must leave at dawn tomorrow. Time is of the essence.
What time is it now?
It's basically about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
The church windows are, of course, catching all the light right now.
You got a lot of nice things here. You must not pay taxes.
He kind of looks at you and he's just like, yes, before the Paladin King passed away, he wrote a provision that the church would not have to pay taxes to the kingdom.
As it should be for
Nice.
doing the Lord of the Lights work.
Nice lot of work here.
If you ever feel the calling of the Lord of Lights, we can always introduce you to the Abbey.
Hmm.
I painfully bite my tongue to not laugh.
I'm going to raise my brow while looking at them like, really?
And look at him and be like, I think that would be wonderful for you.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I think that might be a little clean for me.
Do you want to be exactly like
Oh,
I
Megan,
didn't
you
hear
broke up.
what?
I think I lost you guys.
You did for a second there.
That's okay. I think as I was talking, someone else was talking, and then my mic just went shloop. I don't even remember what I said. It doesn't matter.
It was epic.
It was
was
really
just
cool.
It was a religious joke. I was making a joke about Catholics again. Don't mind me.
You mean God hit your mute button? We're all going to hell because God hit your mute button.
No, I saved you guys. You guys have to find your own way to hell because my mute button made it so you guys don't go with me.
Aww. Whoever goes there first saves place for everybody else.
Obviously, beautiful suite, caterers, the works. Don't worry, all set up.
Is there anything in this room that's shiny? It catches my eye.
There's a lot of like gold goblets, silver, pendants, lots of silver knickknacks. Pretty much every chalice for drinking out of and every bowl for holy water is pristine, sparkly silver.
Just like my hair.
You fit right in here, Cher.
I know. The Lord of Light has blessed me. And I kind of tell him in French, I'm still winning.
And he basically again goes up to Jocelyn and basically reminds her to open the note when you've crossed the inland sea and you've made it to the shore of Ison.
I will.
And if need be, any of the churches can relay information back here to us.
Okay.
As he's like he seems give me an insight check.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, I was taking notes. Oh. This isn't good for me.
As you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this old man cares about you as a human being and as a young priestess in the organization. and your
Keyword is
Shut up, man. I'm working my angle.
he seems to be very keen on you specifically being in charge, and you don't know exactly why.
Oh my god,
assumed
that means we're
it's
doomed.
amazing.
We're doomed. We are
You're welcome.
sabotaged. We are sabotaged.
I was going to give you the thing I stole, but not now. No.
No. I can like you just fine and see a sabotage when I see it.
And he basically gestures to a room that branches off from the actual main church that if you need time to discuss, you may use that prayer chamber over there.
I think we're going to go elsewhere and start getting our stuff ready, and then once we'll convene elsewhere.
I think looking in that room is not a bad idea.
Oh, okay. You want to look in the room? I just
Yeah, let's have a meeting in the room, guys.
Our cleric of Freya
Without
knows
the
it's
priest.
pretty much just a bare stone room for praying. It's got a bunch of little alcoves for you to kneel and pray.
No, that's
I'm
it.
just going to keep looking at Kip like, it's getting worse and worse for you, buddy. You're not going to win. And I'm going to mention, like, I'm really thirsty.
And you mentioned to the old bishop that you're thirsty?
Yes, I think I'm so excited about this prospect and to do the Lord of Lights work that I'm parched. Like, do we have any water?
And he gestures to his cleric, his cleric, to bring some goblets and water for them before they leave, so they can contemplate the future with clear, refreshed minds.
Yes. Yes.
Do I get an opportunity there? Is there ever an opportunity where his back is turned where I could just kind of try to pocket some items?
Like pick his pocket?
I don't care what's in his pockets. I want the shiny stuff. I want to try to
So
grab
what
a
about?
goblet
I
or
mean,
two.
this place is full of bling. There's bling everywhere. What is it you're looking to steal?
I want to try to pocket the shiniest goblet I can find.
Okay, so you see over into the side there. There's a little goblet for one of the archangels of the god there. And give me a sleight of hand as well. Conversation's happening. You're just trying to covertly come up and swipe a goblet.
Do I see him doing this? Like, can I aid him?
Pretty much, he's kind of while you're being the center of attention, he's walking off to go steal a goblet. And
Well,
sadly, you do see him. You and everybody else here.
I'm gonna kind of.
This is a nice goblet, eh?
So you're gonna play off that as you fumble this goblet and it clanks off the floor really loudly, and everyone all of a sudden looks your direction. You're gonna play it off that you just like accidentally knocked it over.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at your shinies here, man.
Go
That's
ahead
pretty.
and give
I'll
me a
place it back.
deception, and since you're placing it back where it was, it won't be with disadvantage. As you totally play it off that you were just checking out the cool silver. You basically realize when everyone's looking at you as you were trying to pick it up and steal it, that oops, and you backpedal with a great one-liner as you're putting it back and patting it like let me rub off that tarnish on my thumbprint. And they basically back down because you like saw guards 100 feet away saw you do this. Their pole arms were moving from the spot where they were resting on the floor, and they were taking a half step forward as you immediately do this whole whoa, sorry. I was just checking out the mural and I accidentally had to move the goblet so I could see the whole mural.
Relax, man. Just taking a look.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
Did we go check out the room, or did we decide we didn't want to do that because it's just a plain prayer room?
I think we like poked our head in and saw that it was a nothingness.
Yeah, because
You
our
guys already know
cleric's
that,
already been in there. Yeah, because you've already prayed the pray in that room. It's just one of those nice little side places where you can get some peace and quiet and have conversation.
I'm ready to go. If y'all are.
Yeah, let's head out, huh?
Yes, so.
Lead the way,
Okay.
Cheryl.
So I'm going to do some platitudes of how amazing this is and we won't let him down. And I'm just going to sweep on out like I own the joint and head to head away. I'd like to go towards a tavern, but I don't want to make it obvious that I'm headed towards a tavern.
Okay.
Since I'm straight leaving the church.
You're going in a kind of a roundabout path because, obviously you need supplies or something, right?
Yes. Well, I figured I'm going to get food and then I'm going to figure out what I'm doing.
Okay, and don't forget you do have 150 gold on you.
Oh, I haven't forgotten.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so you guys, you're basically, are you guys following her out?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't ask. I just left. Sorry.
Yeah.
She's got her Mary Queen of Scots going.
I'll turn around once we get a little ways away and wait for the group to come up. And I am definitely giving the hands on hip, patting the foot, looking at Kip like, I can't even believe you. And I'm just going to swing the little necklace and just look at him.
The longer I play, the more I play this character, the more I realize I just made Benicio del Toro from Star Wars.
No complaints here.
Okay, so you're heading to now. Are we talking like a good side of town tavern, a medium side of town tavern, or like a scuzzy side of town tavern?
Nothing to steal on the scuzzy side. Let's go to the fancy one.
I mean, we are pretending we are all church folk here. We can go to the nice ones.
Are we known in this town? Am I known in this town?
You've got kind of a reputation at this point since you're an up and comer in the church lower hierarchy.
So
I
no
mean,
brothels. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go.
and
We're gonna
you know,
go get food.
the mere fact that you have wings. It's amazing how much attention wings can get you.
They're just jealous.
Okay, so you guys basically are you getting to just like grabbing a table, or are you looking to get a nice little alcove you have to yourselves?
An alcove? Don't we need to talk?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
You could
Yeah,
totally.
privacy
The
is
church
good.
teacher putting us up anywhere for the night, or we're just on our own.
The church is actually letting you guys use overnight one of the sleeping chambers. Basically, looks like a YMCA
Oh.
hospice. It's basically just beds. Each room's got 2 beds. They're nothing fancy. It's almost like a bunch of priests live there.
Or nuns.
True.
There's no fun there. What?
I'm gonna order some mead, I guess.
Okay, nice little waitress comes by. She takes everybody's order, brings out the complimentary bread.
And I'm gonna let her make it known that Kip's paying for my drink.
I'm gonna ask for the kind of like the best of like the house special, like what they're proud of that they've made in house.
Yeah, the house special is a nice Soroyan red wine. It's very, very sweet, but high tannin following the sweetness. So it leaves a nice dry
Because
finish.
I have a tavern. I just want to pick up things.
And since you're shamelessly dropping you have a tavern, if you're interested in picking up a couple casks, I can get you in touch with the winery that makes it.
Oh, I would be very, very, very much interested in that.
And she kind of like gives you the wink, and when you guys finish, come up to the bar, and the tavern host will give you that contact information.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and she also lets you guys know that if you're needing a little privacy, because you do look like a weird eclectic bunch, you can always pay the bard over there a coin to make a little noise to give you more, privacy.
Can I vamp my wings very from Serenity with the dancing fans? Can I vamp my wings and kind of seclude us in?
You could totally take the chair that faces the room and kind of gargoyle, pop out your wings.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, nothing draws more attention than trying to be secretive in a busy place.
Fine, I'll stretch and I'll put my wings down.
Okay, so what are you guys discussing?
You're no fun today.
I mean, you guys get the idea that some of you know each other, but nobody knows everybody.
And I'm going to take the silver and I'm going to slide it over to Twigsy and say, "Here you go, babe."
Yeah.
Since he didn't,
Just
he didn't
eating
use my
whatever
pouch, did he?
peanuts or anything they have. Yeah, he gave me 20 because I just held my hand out.
Oh, then I'll say you're worth more than 20.
So,
there you go.
Twigsy, you now have a silver holy symbol of the Lord of Light.
I feel like I'm just adjusting myself. Yeah. Do I, I'll just pocket it for later because I'm a druid, so
You have that mistletoe as your holy symbol, but hey.
I figured you'd pawn it.
Could I tie it on my squirrel? I want to give my squirrel a name.
The symbol of the Lord of Light dangles off the squirrel's tail.
Oh, never mind. Was Esme the one who didn't get anything?
Yeah, that is accurate. I got acknowledged in the room.
Our ranger
I
pretty
didn't
much.
even get acknowledged. I got snuffed at. They didn't give me nothing.
I had
I
to
got
clear
off.
my throat to be acknowledged.
Who
I
is
had
it that I knew? Was it Twixie that I knew or Esme?
me.
It's Esme.
Okay, I apologize. I gave it to Esme. I got confused on who I knew.
I think you were trying to make a new friend, but yeah. I mean, I'll take it. I'll chunk my teeth. I'll put it in between my teeth, kind of like check it, cool, and then like put it in my pocket.
Make sure the silver content is legit.
Yeah, as you do.
Is there any tabs left out on the bar? Any loose change?
Nope, none that you can see. I mean, are you gonna like go scout the room and go see if you can pilfer somebody's tip left behind?
I was just making a quick glance. Nothing.
Okay, give
Wasn't
me a
like-
perception check. As you know, he's on the job. He's scanning the room. So as you look over, you do realize there's one of the tables where a couple guys are all putting a stack of coins, and that they're trying to outdo each other with their stacks of copper coins, of like who's paying the most. And they kind of like start walking towards the doors. The tavern maid kind of looks at the stack, and she realizes they've paid their bill and they're walking out. So she's in no rush to pick up their plates and cups and coins.
But there is music playing.
There is some quiet music playing. Yep, it's just chill mandolin music being played by the bored bard in the corner.
Okay, so I'm going to... I don't know if that's worth it. Do we want to dance? Or do we want to get down to business?
We should probably talk business and
Sure.
then dance. And then
Yeah,
dance.
if you want to dance, we'll dance.
I'm totally thinking she's saying that in character. New friends, let's dance.
Yeah, well, first business, then fun. And I wink at Kep. So he gave me a letter that I'm supposed to open, and then he also gave me directions, correct?
Uh-huh. So basically, you have directions that you're supposed to open once you're out of the kingdom.
Okay.
I say we open them now.
Yeah, why do we have to wait?
Wait a second. Did I get the coins off the table?
Do you want to?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to go ahead and use sleight of hand to palm them off the table?
Yeah, I'll try to nonchalantly just kind of snag him as I walk
I
past the
wanna
table.
use mage hand and try to move it out of his way. Like just scoot it over a little bit. Just mess with him.
And so you're going to coin block him?
Yes.
And now, does that mean you're getting up with him to like what? Go dance?
How far away is he going? Can I not?
It's like 3 or 4 tables over.
I think I can. No, because I want him to. I don't want to make it obvious that it's me. He'll know it's me, but I just want to act like, oh, I don't. What? You must be off your game today. I didn't do that.
Okay, so you're basically going to give him disadvantage on his sleight of hand?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and
Alright,
roll
so-
your sleight of hand as she's apparently coin blocking you. This is a rivalry we have here.
Yes.
Oh my god. As our poor rogue's having a rough day, especially when she's like using her tail to like fuck with you.
Yep.
As soon as you're about to, grab the coins, she like fucks with the table and causes all those stacked up coins to just spill across the floor, and everyone's looking over at Kip right now. As they're all looking at you like, you were gonna steal their money. And you can just see the tavern guy kind of puts the cup he's been cleaning for the last 15 minutes down hard. You can almost see like the clay mug's got a little crack starting in it, as his cleaning hand is going down behind the bar where there's always a crossbow.
You got a hefty tip here. You should pick this up. I'll walk away.
Give me a deception check, it sounds like.
Okay. Are you coming back or are you leaving?
I'll make a kind of a wide circle and loop back to the table.
Okay, give me a deception check as you're playing off that it was just an accident. I sense a
what was
pattern
that
that his sleight of hand is poor, but his deception tries to make up for it. As people are just looking at you and they're just nodding, like, yeah, my eyes on you.
I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna walk over there, and I'm gonna start dancing with him and smiling and trying to charm the room to help the situation out because he's dying and it's not funny anymore.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check as you're trying to warm the room up from the fact that at one point he looks back at the tavern and the tavern keeper literally does the "I'm watching you" hand gesture with his eyes to your eyes. And our
dancing helping.
our tiefling gets up and starts dancing with him, and it's honestly not helping. I mean, every time you twirl him around and you have your face going to the bar, the tavern guy's got his one arm crossed under. It looks like he's got arms crossed, but one hand is behind the bar. Touching a crossbow. He's just not happy with this guy coming in and stealing hard-earned coin from his staff.
Yeah, I'm watching you too, fucker.
So, okay, so that didn't work. So we're just gonna go back to the table and try to salvage this.
AJ, every time you talk in character, I remember when you played that one shot as the Joker the entire time.
This can't be nearly as annoying as that was.
No, but every time, no, it's not annoying. It just makes me laugh because you're terrible at accents, and it brings me joy.
I thought it was pretty good. I feel like
it's getting better. It's getting better as the night goes on. It's getting better.
I know. Soon my character will be like, "Hold the money. It's fine."
I'm pretty sure it's already okay.
That or that could just be the alcohol finally kicking in.
So what all are you guys planning? Now that you're sitting down to business and, you realize that this guy obviously can't be a criminal because he's the worst criminal ever. Maybe this is all just a big con he's setting up to make you think he's a bad criminal so he can steal from you later and get away with it. It was all just a setup.
So
I think Agatha all along.
I feel like I wouldn't have seen a tiefling before, so I'm gonna just start scooting closer and closer just to check out the tiefling.
I'm totally gonna wink at her and flip my hair and flirt. Like, hey, how are you?
While they're flirting, I'm going to be looking at the itinerary and kind of making mental notes and kind of trying to. Yeah, we're at the table. We have it. Or no, we have the copy.
Be a spell.
We have a copy.
Is you admitting that you've got a copy?
Okay, I thought it might have been a spell or something enchanted.
No, Natalia saw that they made a copy of it, right?
Well, we made a copy of it.
Do you tell your new compatriots you have a copy?
Well, wait. So what he handed her, was that the folded up note that we secretly saw, or is that something else they gave her?
Are you going to compare notes?
Yes.
I want to compare the letter versus the copy of the copy.
So whereas the ranger pulls out the gnome's copy that has all of the dates and time for 6 months, the note you were handed only has the month of when you should be there. They Reader Digest versioned you the list, so you only have a very small list of exactly when y'all should be there of that month.
That's not suspicious.
So basically, if y'all get there in perfect timing, you have roughly 3 weeks of 3 chances to run into him in 3 different places.
But
Okay.
based on our bigger map or our bigger list, we have a bigger window of time.
On the bigger list, you have all the times and dates. So
Okay,
basically
good.
3 months
So
worth.
me and the we have the ones that has the exact dates. You have a vague one. Is that what you're saying, Jim?
No, what I'm saying is they have the pin down. If you get there without screwing around, you have 3 weeks to find him, and here's the 3 places he'll be in the next 3 weeks. You
Okay.
have the list of, here are 3 months worth of times and dates. Like before you should be there and after you should be there. You have those times and
That's
dates.
perfect. In case we mess up. Okay.
Or in
Well, I
case
mean-
you somehow magically get there way ahead of schedule.
It sounds like I think that there's specific things not on the list that the priest gave us that's not that he left off of that original list because he doesn't want us there. So I am incredibly interested in the dates that are not on the list that he gave us.
Well, since you're being
Agreed.
paranoid and I like that, why don't you give me an insight roll?
Okay.
Or an investigate. I'm good with either of those.
Let's see. And then what are my options?
Insight or investigation?
Let's see.
Can I aid her because I'm interested in it too? Because I
Same
don't.
here. Same here.
Okay.
'Cause I
So-
mean,
so
I was a little paranoid before. Remember?
So you'll be rolling with advantage, which is why obviously
Boom.
Freya gave you a natural 20
That's why
because
my
a
God
bunch
is
of
better than your
strong,
God.
supportive women were supporting you, and Freya's
Huffy,
all
are
about
you-
the sisterhood. So obviously what it looks like to you guys is not that he was leaving anything off. He was avoiding putting dates that you could not meet him there. Almost like he's wanting to protect him from being ambushed before meeting you guys.
So he's protecting the monster hunter or protecting us?
He's protecting the monster hunter to make sure that you only have realistically the
chances.
dates that you all should be there, as opposed to, say, somebody got a hold of that note and they communicated back to Wallachia. He could be ambushed like months before you guys even get there.
I mean, do we have the ability to ambush him? Because that would kind of be cool.
I mean, there are ways. It's a world full of magic that you could get there
Or-
faster than on horseback.
Yeah,
do we
like
want to ambush him or do we want to just like check out what's going on? What's he doing? He's sneaky.
I
sneaky.
think we should show up earlier than he's expecting us, and if that is taken as an ambush, well, then that's why we have weapons.
Yeah,
I agree with this sentiment.
Y'all aren't worried about anthrax or something? He told us to wait till we got out of town.
No.
As this white powder comes out of the envelope, and it's not cocaine.
Are you worried that there's a spell on the scroll? Is that what's happening here?
What? What?
That's
Why,
what I thought.
why else would he have us wait to leave before we open?
Because he wants us to be in a hurry, and he wants us to not be paying attention. Because if we're reading this on the road, we're on our way there, and we have less time to prepare.
And he doesn't expect for us to have the actual real list.
Right. He's trying to shortchange us.
Wow, paranoid people. Or he's trying to
Yeah.
protect the monster hunter from being ambushed by, bad guys looking to stop him from getting information.
Yeah,
Don't be
that's
paranoid if you're wrong.
even if you're right, it's still kind of paranoid.
Yeah.
That just means you've been right way too long.
Look, you
It's
just
not
want to cover all the bases. It doesn't hurt to be paranoid in a world full of things that can kill you.
It's not
Right.
paranoia if you're right once.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say, you said we're seasoned adventurers. So
Yes.
my seasoning is telling me don't trust nobodies.
Okay.
That is the salt that I roll around in.
My seasoning is cayenne pepper.
And when he adds his cayenne pepper, he goes, bam!
Oh my God.
Wine, a little more wine.
Okay, so one person selectively give me a stealth roll with advantage because I'm assuming you're all trying to be quiet, right?
Yeah.
So
Let me look
somebody,
at my stealth. Let me look at my
That's a
stealth.
pretty good stealth.
wow,
Coming through.
as immediately the rogue does a stealth.
I think that was the smart call.
It probably was. Okay, so you guys, you seem to mostly be hushed when you need to be hushed. Nobody has that awkward moment where you start talking over the music and just the music dies and you say to the whole room what you were talking about.
And then we murder him.
No, I say that when I say
Ah.
that I want chicken wings.
Ah, crap! I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet.
I hate when I get that mixed up. Okay, so you guys basically have the game plan, which is you guys can crash at the church if you want. And then first thing at first dawn, there'll be horses and supplies ready for you. A priest group ready to bless you guys because they don't want you like falling off a horse and dying before you even leave the city.
Mm-hmm.
And head on out.
Yep.
Anything special you guys doing before then?
I asked the group, do any of us have the ability to make holy water?
That is a
Oh.
thing that paladins and clerics can do. It requires 25 gold coins worth of silver, and they have to burn a spell slot of first
Yes.
level or
Can,
higher.
can we just ask the church for some before we leave?
I feel like that's before we start burning shit. That sounds like a good
Okay.
idea.
I just was seeing if anybody in the group
We
has
all
the ability.
we do, yes.
Okay.
Well,
Basi-
But also the priest kind of lives up your ass, so it's a good idea to ask him for some before we leave.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. That I just was making sure we had a backup plan.
Can we get like just a big barrel to put on the mule full of water and ask them to bless that?
Ooh, I like.
No,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Damn it.
But can we
That's
have a
where the
barrel of
wine
hair?
goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to have some alcohol. A barrel of alcohol on one of our pack mules sounds amazing. And since my pack mule is a horse, I volunteer my horse as tribute.
Hey, what are you trying to say? You elitist, you tallest.
I'm saying that I'm gonna ride the mule and
We
load
can
up my
cut the back of
horse.
your heels a lot easier than you can get to us.
Okay, so you guys are asking for wine,
I'm
holy water, and what else?
all gold.
I'm assuming
Um,
food. Food's on that list.
Yes,
Pork,
food.
garlic.
You
Hello?
want garlic because, hey.
Vamp-
So who's going
Vampires?
to roll the persuasion roll for you guys asking for stuff?
Who's the
Can
most
I-
persuasive?
I'm pretty
Like-
persuasive.
Can I ask for a mirror as well?
A mirror?
If we're asking for things,
Sure.
a mirror.
Can I-
Okay, sure.
Can I have like my rapier silvered?
Well, remember, you guys have, each of you, as part of your leveling up to level 3, have either a silver weapon or 110 gold cash.
Oh. Oh, so
And unfortunately, well, thankfully you had advantage, right?
Yeah.
So at first, our tiefling asked the wrong priest that has a thing against tieflings. Obviously, he knows the only way you've charmed your way in here is because you're a devil. But then they go ahead and say, you know what? Yeah, we'll give you a mirror. We'll give you a nice string of garlic straight from the kitchen. They're like, obviously, the, hokey ranger wants garlic because those backwoods folks, they say these things. You
It's
guys
for
have
cooking.
enough food to basically get you guys to Eisen. And here's
before we leave, the guy that was like rude to me, the first priest, as we leave, I'm gonna smile and say really sweetly to him in Cajun, "You die first." In Cajun. But I'm gonna make it sound like I'm saying something sweet to him, but like I'm gonna remember him.
Oh shit, you done him dirty.
It's ridiculous.
And with that great persuasion roll, you get 3 bottles of wine and 6 flasks of holy water.
Woo!
Yay!
That's a lot. That's like $150 worth of gold stuff there.
That's
Would-
awesome.
Would the church have like holy water? Like you come in and spectacles, testicles, wallet, watch.
Yep.
Pretty. Like, wouldn't they have like a pool of it?
Yeah, they always keep a little bowl full, but it's not like Lost Boys, where you can just run in there with your super soakers and fill them on up. They
Yeah,
kind of
that's what I was
they kind of
trying to have
frown
done.
upon people doing that.
All right, that's what I was getting at. I was like, couldn't I just like fill a
But they
container?
will
Wait,
gladly
I feel
sell
like that
you.
would desecrate the holy water.
Please
Can I
steal
have my
some holy
sword?
water.
Blessed.
They will gladly
mean
sell
they
you
do
some
anything?
in the church gift shop for 25 gold.
I'll pay them.
Oh, can we ask for
Steal,
incense?
steal,
Like
steal.
leafy things?
I'll pay them Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Can I have my weapon blessed? Like, they do golf clubs. Like, can I have? Would that do anything?
It won't really do anything. I mean, they'll gladly cast bless on you as you guys all leave in the morning, which wears off, by the way, rather quickly.
So, do they stop me if I attempt to fill like a small flask out of the pool, out of that little bowl?
Yeah.
Go ahead, and are you being stealthy about it or sleight of handy about it?
Neither. I'm just doing it. It's
And
out in
what
the open.
container are you putting this purified holy water into?
What do I have?
If I drink
have,
it, I
like,
can
a
pee on a
flask?
vampire and melt them.
Oh, I guess I don't really have.
I have a water skin if you want to borrow my water skin.
Nah, sure. You'll need the water.
I think I have a flask. Let me double check though.
Hmm.
Let me see.
As she pours out her booze in her flask to let you fill up the
No,
holy water.
I wouldn't pour that down. I'd drink it down.
Chug it.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
would share.
As I realize I don't have a container for it, I'll just like wash behind my ears with it.
Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna open my pants and like splash my balls a little bit.
Spritz.
Oh
Is
my
that why you
God.
always smell so good, Cher?
As
There,
immediately,
yourself
you
from the
know.
inside out.
Now, are you using any skills? I mean, like, are you doing stealth of hand, or are you just blatantly doing this in public?
I'm just doing it.
So
Oh my
as you dip your fingers in it and kind of like, probably like lick your fingertips and spritz your junk, immediately you hear this murmur of priests, and there's like 6 priests that kind of put their hands out at their sides to form like a wall of priests,
Oh,
and they're just
God.
mumbling a prayer, and they're pushing you out of the church by just sheer
Wait.
walking up to get you out in a
Everybody
beautiful
praise the house
form
of
of
God.
non-violent protest to get this
Is
heathen.
everyone looking at him where I
out.
could try to steal something else?
Oh my god. I'm just glad they're kicking you out of the church and we don't have to break you out of prison. Because
Oh my God.
church prison is terrible. It's worse than real prison.
It's like Turkish prison.
I'm gonna try to steal him something that is either a container or something, because they're all focused on him, correct?
Yes, they're pushing him out to where the horses are. He's on a holy mission of God, so they can't. They can totally order the paladins to come kill him, but no, they just want to get him out of the church.
Okay, I want to try to just lift something, anything
Okay.
that's of value, that's small.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a sleight of hand. You do have advantage because he's being a huge freaking spectacle.
So do I roll twice?
But nope, you basically hit the better of those 2 rolls, so you get the 12.
No.
Okay, so 12 seems to be good enough with his distraction going on. What is it you're stealing? Like-
Is there some kind of like little cup or chalice or something?
Okay,
A container of some kind?
there's a nice, simple, silver-coated, basically chalice that you find laying about that's right next to the holy water, and you just swipe it to swipe it.
Yes.
Okay. As you know, there's lots of judgmental looks going around the room right now.
I was like, I wanted to murmur to them, swipe or no swiping.
This is important for the mission that I am on.
Okay, so was there anything important that you guys used any of your cash, if you had it or not, to purchase before you left town?
I would just want to buy some extra components that would be in the Monster Hunter kit.
Like an entire Monster Hunter kit?
Well, how much is an entire Monster Hunter kit?
Let me
I
get
have
that number
one.
for you.
What was that?
I said, let me get that number for you.
Okay, thank you.
How much gold do I have? Oh, I only have 15 pieces.
Plus your
Oh.
money if you choose not to have the weapon.
Because you can totally opt out of having a silvered weapon and just go with 110 gold to spend. So a Monster Hunter's pack is 33 gold pieces.
Okay. What comes in it? Because I keep clicking on it in my character sheet and I can't see what's in it.
It includes a chest, everything goes in the chest, a crowbar, a hammer, 3 wooden stakes, a holy symbol, a flask of holy water, a set of manacles, a steel mirror, a flask of oil, a tinderbox, and 3 torches.
Okay, I want more steaks and more oil.
That sounds like a meal.
What?
I said that sounds like a meal.
Steaks
Steak
and
and
oil.
oil.
Oh.
I'm very food motivated. Like
No, I thought you said that
What's
sounds like a mule, as in one of the pack animals. I'm like, I'm very confused right now.
no, it's midnight and I'm hungry. Don't mind
I
me.
get it. No.
As the priests are pushing me out, I'm just like, hey, I just got to bless myself. I'm going on a holy adventure here.
As you
How-
seem to notice that at this point, since you're making a spectacle of yourself and someone's pouring out the holy water, that when it comes to the blessing part, they're leaving you off the list of blessing, by the way. And you can buy oil if you want just a flask of oil for a silver piece. So basically, you could
Okay.
get 10 flasks for gold.
Okay, so I want to get 5 flasks, and then I want to get how much are the steaks?
$6 a pound.
Extra if you want it crusted. Garlic crusted, horseradish crusted.
Ooh,
Um,
that just sounds
Can
good.
Can I afford a belt of returning and a couple daggers?
No.
Well, I'm gonna give you this silver chalice. I don't know if you can pawn it. I'm gonna walk up to you when no one's looking and give it to you and be like, "You're disappointing me," and I give it to him, and I'm gonna walk off.
And the wooden stakes, don't worry about cost. You can basically find the barrel maker who'll give you 5 pieces of wood to make stakes out of for free.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's going to be a good place to wrap it up there. You guys have been given the horses. You've been given, all except for one person, blessings. And if there's any other things you want to purchase before you leave town, it's just straight cost from the player's handbook, so you can buy it and say that, after your conference at the bar, you stopped to buy one.
cool.
Okay, cool.
And we shall reconvene in 2 weeks,
Yay!
Yay!
as you now are going to be hitting the road and seeing what happens on the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
Do
All
they
right.
want us to come back?
And the question, of course, comes also is are you guys going to go down the road? I mean, you could totally take a different path. Just saying.
We have plans. Aren't we supposed to cross? Is our plan? Do they want us to cross the Kenai River?
Yes, you're supposed to go to the inland sea and then cross by boat to Eisen.
So that is what they're expecting.
You
us
could
to
totally go across over land, but that's mountainy, crappy territory. You could totally choose to do it, but it's not the nicest territory over there.
Is it gonna shave any time off?
No, it'll actually take a little more time.
Okay.
Boat travel is really fast and nice.
I think what we should do is get out of sight of where we're leaving, and maybe kind of and we can do take a to kind of figure out what's the quickest way to get there versus where they want us to go.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that next time.
Because I think that way, we'll have time to kind of figure it out and plan before we just go willy-nilly.
And pretty much the path that you're taking, you've already been getting here, so you do have a little leg up on that. If you were to take the same path, it's what places are cesspools and what places are worth stopping off at.
Okay.
So
And I'm
you
gonna
do have. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna sneak out in the middle, like when everybody starts getting ready to go to bed, or I think they're in bed. I'm gonna sneak out because I'm not gonna sleep there. I'm gonna go handle my own personal situation and just come back in the morning.
Oh, damn. Okay. I definitely get a feeling I'm going to get a private message on some private business.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, so we will call it a night and wrap it up there.
Okay. Night, guys.
Night,
All right,
guys. See
have a
you
good
in 2
night.
weeks.
Bye.
I'll see. Bye.
Except you, Natalia. Oh, Natalia
Yeah,
already
I'll see
left.
you
So I won't say.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yay.
you. I'm seeing you tomorrow, but everyone else will see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.